Thank you for joining us on Retiring Well this week. We have an all-new show just for you. First, we're going to be diving into the importance of your financial relationship. Oftentimes we hear people say, I want to have a relationship. I don't want to just contact an 800 number and get somebody different every time to talk about my life savings. Let's talk about that and how that may be appropriate for you. Then, Jack's going to talk about what is an infinite learning loop. You know Jack and his education background. He's going to be talking about that learning, how important it is to continue learning, especially in your retirement years. Then Ashley is talking about how your health fitness relates to your financial fitness. Interesting topic and how those two jive together throughout your life. And then to wrap up the show this week, Virgil is going to join us and talk about small business owners' retirement plans. What does that universe look like if you're a small business owner or thinking of being a small business owner, and that those options available for you? All of this and so much more, talking about your retirement and your retirement dreams right here on Retiring Well.
Retiring Well, brought to you by Centennial Wealth Advisory, financial advisors specializing in retirement planning and serving all of Northern Michigan. Retiring Well, helping you plan for a successful and comfortable retirement. Retiring Well, plan to retire well.
John and I are excited that you're tuning in with us this week on Retiring Well and here on Coffee Talk, and we're just having a discussion today about financial partnerships. You know, John, I was thinking back to, you and I grew up together, went to the same elementary, same middle, same high school, same college, and I was thinking back to when we were probably 17, 18 years old, and they said, all right, what do you want to do when you grow up? What major are you going to pick in college? And here I am, 18 years old, don't know what I want to do at this point, and I feel like I'm tasked with picking the next 60 years of my life at this point, with no direction, no partnership, and really no experience in that.
And do you remember us talking about, hey, we want to talk about IRAs and Social Security the rest of our careers?
It's been a few years ago, but I don't remember that conversation coming up, right? But I think I relate this to where I wonder if that's what the feeling is like for somebody that's finishing up their working years and they're getting ready to enter in retirement, where, wow, I'm being asked to plan the next 30, 40 years of my life. I haven't retired before. I don't have the expertise in these areas. And I'm being asked, when do I want to take Social Security? How am I paying these taxes? What should I invest in? And all these questions without a partner.
Yeah, no, that's so true, Art. And I think of a recent client that came to the Traverse City office, and ultimately he'd been working downstate, had his 401k plan. There was sort of a plan representative that they would call him, somewhat of a financial advisor assisting over the years, but there was never really much of a relationship, and it always boiled down to him sort of asking that plan representative different questions about, what should I do next? Should I be making changes? There was never really that proactive approach where the advisor was telling, hey, have you considered this? Where are you as far as close to retirement? What are your plans within your retirement? There weren't a lot of questions. It was more relying on him to make those decisions and ask those questions, which he admitted to me, he's like, I don't do this. I don't really know what to ask.
Absolutely. And how would you, right? I mean, that's the saying years ago I heard was, you don't know what you don't know. And it's so true. I mean, you only want to retire once, right? It's the plan and all this. So you need to get it right. There's pressure to get it right. And the cost of failure is significant. If this doesn't work out, you're going back to work. You're losing financially, potentially tens of hundreds or millions of dollars, depending upon what you've saved. And it can impact your life, your spouse's life, and generations beyond, right?
Yeah, so true, Art. And as I think back, as I've been with Centennial Wealth Advisory for over 20 years now, the different types of partnerships that we've tried to build to help our clients plan to retire well. It not just comes down to what we do from an investment standpoint, but what about the tax planning? So we have a team that helps on that side. And then there's different relationships we have with estate planning attorneys to look at that area of your retirement plan. And then the whole insurance world when it comes down to health insurance and life insurance and different types of annuities and how those play a factor. You work with different team members that are insurance licensed to help bring that together. And again, it's this whole team approach that we take versus us just as an individual saying, hey, here's your investment advice, go find other options elsewhere, doesn't seem like the best long-term plan.
Absolutely. You know, one of the most gratifying things I think we get to do and get to experience is working with our clients long-term and seeing the comfort and kind of that stress release come off of their plate when they can start to see the plan and know that we have their back and that we're walking along this retirement journey side by side with them. You know, we're not just an 800 number that you're going to call and you're going to get somebody different every single time and they're not going to understand it. You know, they're so often, John, I know we've shared stories back and forth all the time and along with the other advisors, like people will just pick up the phone and call us or stop by and ask, you know, I didn't know who to ask, but I knew you guys would know, or I knew you would point us in the right direction. You know, having that, you know, jokingly saying we're your family's chief financial officer, your quarterback, your financial plan, however you want to term it, just to have that relationship of comfort of knowing you have somebody to turn to.
Yeah, most definitely. And now we're starting to see some of that now with children and quite honestly even grandchildren, that we're working with all of the family to try and make sure that they have the best outcome, and especially when it comes to taxes is one of those areas that I think people are not really aware of the downfalls that you can experience within that environment. So how to keep as much money in your pocket versus Uncle Sam. So if you find yourself in a spot where you don't necessarily feel like you have that team aspect, you don't have that long-term partnership or relationship, we encourage you to give us a call here. We'd love the opportunity to sit down and have a conversation.
You've worked hard. Plan to retire well. The success of your retirement depends on a sound plan. If you are retired or nearing retirement, we invite you to an informative live event to help you plan to retire well. There is no cost and no obligation, and dinner is on us. We are Centennial Wealth Advisory, financial professionals specializing in retirement planning and serving all of northern Michigan, with offices in Traverse City, Gaylord, Petoskey, and Cadillac. Our presentation will address important topics such as inflation isn't dead yet. How are you protecting your retirement income? Could the looming Social Security shortfall change the course of your retirement? How potential tax changes could affect your retirement income? What impact will the administration changes have on your retirement? Smart estate planning to minimize taxation, and much more. Call 888-608-5825 or register online and choose the date and location that works best for you. Wednesday, May 7th at Soralina in Traverse City. Tuesday, May 13th at the Stafford's Perry Hotel in Petoskey. Wednesday, May 14th at Treetops Hunter's Grill in Gaylord. Wednesday, May 14th at the David L. Eisler Center in Ferris State University in Big Rapids. Thursday, May 15th at Boone's Long Lake Inn in Traverse City. Or Tuesday, May 20th at the Bluefish Kitchen and Bar in Manistee. The live event starts at 6:30 p.m. and is free to attend with a complimentary gourmet dinner to follow, but seating is limited and tends to fill quickly. Call 888-608-5825 or register online to reserve your seats today. Don't miss this important live event to help you plan to retire well.
What can Retirement Analyzer do for you? Retirement Analyzer is a software tool that can help you prepare today for your financial future. You've worked hard to save for your retirement, but as you near your retirement, you may have concerns. Have I positioned my retirement savings wisely? Have I saved enough for retirement, and will my savings last throughout my lifetime? What impact could inflation have on my future expenses? What if I suffer a long-term illness? Will I have enough money to cover my medical care expenses and still be able to meet my other financial obligations? Could changes in the income tax rates disrupt my retirement strategy? There's no need to be in the dark as you prepare for your retirement. Retirement Analyzer can help you find answers to all these questions and more. The first step is providing us with information on your financial assets, the type and current value of those assets, as well as your sources of income. Then, we work with you to identify your expected expenses in retirement. This will include a discussion of the lifestyle you envision in retirement, travel, a summer residence, whatever you dream your retirement will be. We'll input the information you provide us into the Retirement Analyzer, and in a very short time, we'll have reports that show us the percentage of assets currently in high-risk vehicles, as well as the percent in lower-risk products. Retirement Analyzer enables us to project your income from year to year in your retirement and see how long your retirement savings may last. As we change the conditions of the report, delaying your retirement date, including costs for long-term care, adjusting the expected tax rate, or adjusting your retirement strategies, we can see how changes in these variables may impact your income in retirement and the longevity of your retirement savings. Let the Retirement Analyzer help you test drive your retirement strategy today, because the time to discover the bumps in the road is not once your trip through retirement has begun. Contact our office today to schedule an appointment for your Retirement Analyzer review.
Hey, welcome to this segment on the infinite learning loop. Can you imagine a process where learning just never stopped? A cycle of improvement that feeds on itself, where you're continually getting better and stronger and wiser? Well, that's the infinite learning loop. So let's define it. I think there's 5 parts to this loop. The first part is just having an experience. The second part, having reflection on that experience. Thirdly, now we look at what kind of refinement do we need. Then we can grow from that cycle, and then finally we give it away. So the infinite learning loop is a self-sustaining cycle of improvement. It starts with experience, gathering data or knowledge from the world, then the reflection of analyzing what worked and what didn't work, the refinement, adjusting based on that insight, the growth where new skills or understandings emerge, and then finally giving it away, helping others gain new experiences so they can use that to continue the loop. Growth and giving it away feeds back into more experiences, restarting this loop. It's the learning without a finish line. So this came about actually about 6 years ago when my wife and I got to go to a conference where they put 1,000 lifelong learners, financial advisors together in one place. It happened to be in Hawaii. It was a phenomenal experience. And for the first day after we got there, they said, hey, if you want to, you can get up at 5 a.m. the next morning and come to our sunrise service. So my wife and I said, well, let's scope it out, see where it's at. And we explored and figured out where the service was going to be and so forth. And then said, yeah, we're going to be a part of that. So the next morning we wake up. We're walking probably about 4:45 in the morning through the hotel, and we see another couple walking the opposite direction. And as we walked by them, we just had a sense like, I bet they're going to the same spot. So we turned around and we said, hey, are you guys looking for the sunrise service? And they were like, yeah, we don't know where it's at. And we said, all right, well, hey, follow us. And as we walked down to that to the beach, okay, we just started talking. We instantly hit it off. And what we learned is that we had these incredible bonding experience of knowing something and then sharing it. So we get down to the beach and we're going through the service and they're giving us some of their traditions, and it was a beautiful experience. And at the end of it, they said something I'll just never forget. They said, part of this tradition here in Hawaii is your mission even is daily to go out, learn something new, and then give it away. And I thought that is so powerful. And that's what we get to do here at Centennial Wealth. And we're constantly learning. We're constantly figuring stuff out. And then we get to give it away. And it's awesome to be a part of. Well, what happened with the story of that friendship is that now we get to be in great community. These are beautiful souls. We get together with this couple a couple times a year, and we're constantly feeding off of each other, not only with our families, with our marriages, also with our mission of being financial advisors. And so it was a cool little loop where we had an experience, we did some reflection, we had some refinement from that, there was growth, and then we give it away. So one of the things that happens here is we have clients that will be sitting out there, and they might have some challenges for their infinite learning loop, okay? It could be they're driven by fear of change, where, hey, kind of what I have is good enough. I don't want to, open myself up to changing anything. Or sometimes there's just some lazy reflection on what's going on, whether it's, not really spending the time to say, hey, is my holistic plan really in good order? And so what will happen is clients will come in and they'll sit down as an experience with us, and we just ask questions, and it's very, very, very low key, where we're just talking about, what are you trying to accomplish? When are you trying to accomplish it? What are your wonders? What are your worries? What are your wishes? All that stuff comes out, and then we get to teach. And what we're looking for from our side of the table is there something that we can add value to their life? We've learned stuff, can we give it away to them? And when those two things match up, where it's like, hey, look, we not only can give this to you, we can actually help you connect the dots, add value to your life on all 5 parts of retirement planning. What is their income plan, investment risk plan, their tax planning, healthcare planning, and estate planning. And so, my challenge to you is, whether you, call and sit down and have an appointment with us or not, please keep that infinite learning loop alive by taking stuff that you learn, experiences from this show, refining, reflecting, and then growing and giving. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Let us help you guard your golden years in an effort to turn your retirement dreams into reality. Learn about proven strategies to help you combat the impact of falling interest rates and explore attractive alternatives. Simply go to send-wealth.com. Scroll down and click the link Helping to Guard Your Golden Years to receive your free copy of our valuable and informative white paper, Helping to Guard Your Golden Years.
Living life isn't always easy. It puts up challenges and obstacles you'll have to overcome. There are responsibilities. You put in effort to provide and take care of your family, and to save and invest, to balance work and life. Planning is the first step to succeeding. Plan to retire well.
I told you that physical fitness and financial fitness aren't as different as they seem. In fact, the powerful connection between the two and how you manage your money or how you manage your body are very similar. Today we're going to explore the habits, discipline, and mindset that contribute to your financial and fitness goals. The most important factor in both financial and physical fitness is discipline. Whether you're trying to build muscle or saving for retirement, it's all about showing up every single day. You don't see the results in one good workout or one good financial decision. It's about incremental savings or workouts that create lasting results. My favorite quote by Warren Buffett is, "The best investment is in yourself." And that's so true. Now, financial fitness is very important on getting knowledgeable about your goals, and the best way to do that is to have a financial advisor that can help you with these things. If you come into the Traverse City office, we would love to help you with your financial goals. Another commonality is delayed gratification. You're not going to see results from one good workout or one good financial decision. It's going to be incremental along the way. And the earlier that you start, the better it will be, these lasting results. We have a fun thing that we love to do in our office. We call it Health Club in the summertime. And we go and do some sort of team building sport, such as volleyball, or we play pickleball. And this is just a great way to get together and work on our physical fitness as well. So by choosing healthier meals or less expensive activity today, that will help your financial and physical success in the future. Similarly, choosing to save money instead of spending impulsively, like I am definitely guilty of online shopping, and it's just so easy to get a wardrobe just shipped to your home, and they make it easy for a reason. So setting clear, achievable goals is crucial to both physical and financial fitness. So in fitness, you don't just show up at the gym without a plan. Or if you did, it might not be as good of a workout, maybe. If you have like an accountability buddy that comes with you, it'll be a lot easier to achieve your goals, and it will be easier or a lot harder to hit that snooze button as well and not show up for them. Now, if your goal is to run 26 miles in a marathon, you're not going to start by running 26 miles that first day, are you? It's going to be maybe within a year, you start by just a mile or two in a week, and then it turns into 5 miles, and so on and so forth. You have to build that endurance. Same goes for if you want to buy a boat or if you want to save for retirement. It's going to be incremental steps along the way. Now, I mentioned having an accountability partner. Same goes for in your financial success. Now, if you had a financial advisor that checks up on your financial goals and has you come in and we talk about these goals, and they might change along the way, we're not quite sure. We are happy to do that. We specialize in that in the Traverse City office for financial planning. So feel free to give us a call and we can talk about those goals and see if we're a good fit for you. So if you're ready to take control of your financial health, make sure that you visit our YouTube channel, and we have lots of little tidbits along the way there. And if you subscribe, then we also will give you early release dates as well. So again, physical fitness and financial fitness are two sides of the same coin. With discipline, planning, and focus on small increments and daily habits, you too can have financial and physical success.
You've worked hard. Plan to retire well. The success of your retirement depends on a sound plan. If you are retired or nearing retirement, we invite you to an informative live event to help you plan to retire well. There is no cost and no obligation, and dinner is on us. We are Centennial Wealth Advisory, financial professionals specializing in retirement planning and serving all of northern Michigan, with offices in Traverse City, Gaylord, Petoskey, and Cadillac. Our presentation will address important topics such as inflation isn't dead yet. How are you protecting your retirement income? Could the looming Social Security shortfall change the course of your retirement? How potential tax changes could affect your retirement income? What impact will the administration changes have on your retirement? Smart estate planning to minimize taxation, and much more. Call 888-608-5825 or register online and choose the date and location that works best for you. Wednesday, May 7th at Soralina in Traverse City. Tuesday, May 13th at the Stafford's Perry Hotel in Petoskey. Wednesday, May 14th at Treetops Hunter's Grill in Gaylord. Wednesday, May 14th at the David L. Eisler Center in Ferris State University in Big Rapids. Thursday, May 15th at Boone's Long Lake Inn in Traverse City. Or Tuesday, May 20th at the Bluefish Kitchen and Bar in Manistee. The live event starts at 6:30 p.m. and is free to attend with a complimentary gourmet dinner to follow. But seating is limited and tends to fill quickly. Call 888-608-5825 or register online to reserve your seats today. Don't miss this important live event to help you plan to retire well.
Let us help you guard your golden years in an effort to turn your retirement dreams into reality. Learn about proven strategies to help you combat the impact of falling interest rates and explore attractive alternatives. Simply go to send-wealth.com. Scroll down and click the link Helping to Guard Your Golden Years to receive your free copy of our valuable and informative white paper, Helping to Guard Your Golden Years.
.2% of Michigan's private businesses are small firms with under 50 employees. I had to read that statistic twice when I first saw it to make sure it was accurate. And that's according to the Michigan Center for Data and Analytics on the state of Michigan's website. There are over 264,000 firms in Michigan that employ 50 or less workers. Business owners, our retirement plans are obviously important for you, but they're also important for your employees. So today, we're going to look at retirement plan options for small businesses. I'll be discussing 3 specific plans today, and those include a self-employed, or often also called a solo 401k, a SEP IRA, and a simple IRA. The solo 401k doesn't allow for employees other than your spouse. So your spouse can be an employee. The advantage here is you can really put in a lot of money into the plan, so it's high income contribution limits. An employee contribution is $22,500 for 2025, but if you're over 50, you can put in $30,000. And then as the employer / business owner for a solo or I should say self-employed 401k, you can put in up to 25% of your net earnings. So that would be $66,000 total between the employee and the employer contribution to that plan. And if you're over 50, you can put in $73,500. You can also make that a traditional or a Roth contribution in your solo or self-employed 401k. And the spouse can contribute to the plan and participate in that exact plan, even if they don't earn an income from the business. So it's great for solo businesses. A SEP IRA is also a very popular option. Contributions are much higher than those of a traditional or a Roth IRA. In 2025, you can contribute up to 25% of your compensation to a limit of $66,000. So, and then contributions to a SEP IRA they're tax deductible for the business, so that reduces the overall taxable income for the employer. A SEP IRA is also relatively easy to set up, and employees are not required to contribute every year, which is very helpful for businesses that have a fluctuating income. Employer contributions also are 100% vested immediately, so that's a benefit for the employees. Obviously, their contributions are vested immediately, but even the employer contributions are vested immediately. A simple IRA is also relatively easy to set up and administer. Employees can contribute up to $16,500 per year, and an additional $3,500 if they're age 50 or older. Employers are required, though, to either match employee contributions up to 3% of the salary or make a 2% non-elective contribution for all eligible employees, regardless of whether they contribute. Employers and employees also get a tax deduction for their contribution, which reduces, obviously, the taxable income from both. So whether you're setting up on a plan now or have an existing plan, it's important that you know the pros and cons of each type of plan for both you and your employees. You know, we would be happy to meet with you to talk through the different options, because there are pros and cons. There's tax benefits to one plan over the other. So I think it's just wise to understand what maybe fits your business the best when you look at your different plan options. If you would be interested in sitting down with us, we would be happy to meet with you. We could walk through your business, what's important to you, how many employees you have, kind of how the structure is set up for your business, so that we can better help you review those options and make the wisest decision for you and your employees. We'd be happy to set up a no-cost and no obligation meeting so that we can help you plan to retire well.